Welcome to the Riot Podcast. Now, I really wanted this show to have a little less Corona in it.
Yeah, but I think we handled a balance.
I definitely tried.
Because we mostly talked about if you're being affected by a lot of the coronavirus, not restrictions, but like new things that started yesterday for a lot of states. We talked, especially about, well, maybe what should you be watching this weekend since you're not going to go do anything?
So we talked around it.
We did.
In a lot of ways. So here's what we got in the show today. As Nikki said, we talked about Netflix a bit.
We did.
Like
what
some
to
things
watch.
that you could watch. We talk about Tom Hanks, Taco Bell, Chick-Fil-A sauces, and
/suntan lotion.
We take a lot of text messages on a lot of that stuff.
We do.
We talk about Friday the 13th, When Worlds Collide, WrestleMania, and a couple of rounds of toilet paper talk.
I think people enjoyed talking about toilet paper yesterday.
They seem to like it, don't they?
And they want to keep talking about it today. You guys are so cute with that.
So we got a toilet paper update.
We do.
And, that's the podcast.
I think that is all you guys need to handle. I think that's all we need to worry about.
So you guys wash your hands. Have a good weekend.
And if you're going to stay in or do a little bit less, don't forget to take our Worst of Riot anywhere with you, or even if you get to spend some time at home, always keep the podcast with you. You can grab some more through RadioU Riot on our Facebook page, and, of course, RadioU Riot on our YouTube channel. And text us. Let us know your name, where you listen to the podcast from. If there's anything you want to jump in and comment about during this podcast, you text us at 877-2RadioU, and we'll see that when we're in the studio next.
All right. I got nothing else.
Enjoy the day.
Bye.
Bye.
The definition of insanity is putting the riot on again and again and expecting a better result. It's the Worst of the Riot on Radio U.
Well,
How's everybody's morning?
hello.
I guess maybe the question would be, how was everybody's yesterday?
Yeah, man. Yesterday, Ohio shot heard around the country, right? The governor had a press conference yesterday afternoon and announced that schools were going to be canceled for an extended period of time. And I mean, technically, I don't know. I'm not the news guy, but saying no gatherings of over 100 people. But when you look at all the exceptions to that rule, it's like, oh.
Yeah, it just depends. There is some exceptions, so.
Yeah.
I don't know, but a lot of other places decided to finally announce their closure for a certain amount of time as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of bigger places are closed.
So I have a lot of friends that are working remotely today. And will be for like a month. Mm-hmm. They don't have to go to the office. So that's going to be interesting because, man, aren't you going to get bored at home?
Some people do well working at home remotely, and others, it might take a little bit of getting used to.
See, for me, it's like variety. I already do some of my work at home for the radio station, but like, after a while, I'm like, all right, got to go outside.
Got to do something.
Got to go over here and do this. Got to go over here and do that.
Well, now you're encouraged not to. So,
right.
Then your place tells you don't do that.
Well, at least you could still go outside.
That's true.
That's what I was talking to somebody like, well, are we allowed to go outside? I'm like, yes.
Yes, you are. But, just watch it and try to follow the encouragement.
Now, that being said, I want to go hide out in my basement
Just
this
don't
weekend.
want to go outside where there's large gatherings of people. That you're not supposed to.
Right. So, wow, I'll tell you what, the world is changing today in weird ways.
It feels like it's changing for the next month, and this is the adjustment time. But
right.
We are going to try our best to find an assortment of topics that don't always just revolve around the coronavirus.
Yeah, it's true. I even posted that on our Facebook page, and you're welcome to go check that out. But I feel like every media outlet in the world is completely focused on the coronavirus. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I mean, it's a big news story. It's a big deal. But Nikki and I are not, virologists.
Good one.
We don't really know a lot of that. So rather than just repeating everything that you hear everywhere else, we'll talk about it some, but we're going to try to look for some other stuff. And if you're listening and you're like, Why are they talking about that? Well, we might not have anything else.
There's a lack of other news stories coming in. We need a serial pooper at this time. Like, we really need someone with something.
Yeah, so
we'll keep looking, and you guys keep texting, and we're all going to meet here in the middle.
We'll do our best.
A Rotten Tomatoes score so high, they refuse to make it public. The Riot on Radio U.
You, of course, want to be careful with all the fake news out there. But gosh, here was a piece of fake news that was really, really good. Did you see the Tom Hanks fake news?
Well, I mean,
it's not fake news that he has it. He does have the coronavirus.
Is it the Wilson volleyball one?
Yeah.
I didn't read the story, but I saw like the title. Is that fake?
It's fake.
It's like, even amidst all the trauma or the drama that's going around this world, we can still have fake news.
So they allegedly they brought him a volleyball that they put Wilson on from the movie. What was it? Castaway.
Yeah, he did a movie a long time ago called that,
where he took a volleyball and he drew a face on it, and that was his friend that
he was
lived
stuck on the island.
On the island with him, and there's a picture of him holding it. And my first reaction was like, man, that's really something. And then I was like, no, I'm not.
You immediately thought it wasn't real?
No, I just looked at it and I was like, I am not going for this yet. I am going, before I just put it on the list to talk about.
You're going to wait and check?
I am going to check this out a little bit. And so then I start looking at the website that's reporting on it, and their breaking news on the site is like, live report. OMG, LOL.
It's not real.
I was like, okay. Local man becomes world's first groomzilla during wedding list.
That's also not real?
Local bloke amazed by huge number of housewarming invites. It's not a thing. It's not, I mean, it is a thing, but it's not a real thing.
When you see it surrounded by those other stories, it's not real.
Yeah. A little bit of digging. It's not real.
Well, good. Look at that. We did our due diligence to bring you the fact that is not real, so don't spread that around today.
Well, hey, I got caught, was it 2 weeks ago, on the Ed Sheeran story. I'll tell you what, man, I've learned my lesson. I have been burned.
That story was sent by multiple people,
so many people.
And that one really did look real.
It looks real to me, man.
So it's not your fault.
So but now,
you're serious about it.
Come on.
So
I'm on
you
the
see
lookout.
the Tom Hanks Wilson volleyball story, not real.
I want it to be real, though, right? Anybody else feel that way? Or you're just like, come on.
Well, I think with him, you needed it to be real, but it's not.
I need Tom Hanks to be okay.
Everything you love about the Riot, plus a handy-dandy fast-forward option. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Taco Bell is out there fighting the good fight. It's getting nasty out there, Nick. You know, we saw the Starbucks was doing the breakfast burritos.
And their spring drinks.
We saw that Wendy's is now serving breakfast.
Everywhere.
And if they would move breakfast from 6:30 to 5:30, that would be like the best.
Do you know? But I don't think they can do that just for you.
I know. McDonald's is out there still slinging their stuff.
No, they unveiled the double Big Mac, remember?
No,
the little one came out.
I'm not trying to belittle McDonald's. I just mean they're the only ones that are serving me breakfast.
That early in the morning?
If McDonald's suddenly decided they were doing breakfast till 6 a.m., I probably wouldn't get to eat it all.
Well, we're at the show by then. We can't do that.
It's real. So Taco Bell in the middle of all this. Nick, you got to innovate.
Yeah.
You got to make some things happen. So this may shock you, but Taco Bell now has a burrito.
They do.
What? No, Taco Bell's got a burrito. They're adding a breakfast burrito, which I thought they already had.
I think their breakfast stuff goes in and out.
Okay. So this will be a breakfast burrito, a toasted breakfast burrito with eggs, sausage, and nacho cheese sauce.
That could work.
Guys.
Was that a good or a bad
The idea, that to me, as much as I'm not a Taco Bell guy, now that
could
sounds good. They've got another one that'll be eggs, potatoes, pico de gallo, and a 3-cheese blend. And then you can get bacon, sausage,
hash brown stuff
or
in
eggs.
it.
Yeah, you like that, don't you?
I do. I like putting hash browns, potato chips, or French fries in the item.
But it's cool. It's also not open, so it started nationwide yesterday, but when I say it's not open when Nikki and I...
We need a place to open at like 5:30 a.m. to be able to include their breakfast in our repertoire.
And nobody wants to do that.
We're not doing that.
Nobody cares.
Every so often I'll get a Taco Bell breakfast. That's a weekend thing.
Is it?
Every so often.
I don't think they're... to me, it's not good enough to drag me out for the weekend.
Let's watch what we say.
I'm just being honest. But
seemed a bit...
That being said, now that the Wendy's down the street from my house is serving breakfast, it's like every Saturday morning, I'm at Wendy's.
You're going.
Give me that honey butter biscuit. I need it. I
do
need
like
it.
that one.
Oh, I love it so much.
So that's available if you do the Taco Bell breakfast.
Mm-hmm. So that's that's the new hotness. You know what, Nikki? There's never been a better time to be in your car driving towards something and getting breakfast.
Well, McDonald's was included in this article concerning, with Wendy's and Taco Bell and everybody. They say fast food is really a priority when it comes to breakfast is really a priority for fast food locations.
Yeah.
More than it used to be.
Well, if you think about it, I don't feel like we're eating... At least I don't. Anytime you get an opinion, everybody's doing something different. But, like me for breakfast, for lunch and dinner, fast food is basically never an option. But for breakfast, it's all on the table.
See, for a lot, for lunch and dinner, it is an option. Then I think they realized, it can also be a breakfast option. All right.
So you're saying that it's not the breakfast.
It opened the door.
Okay.
So now they realize they can have it for the third meal, too.
Well, what I think is funny is that I feel like I'm wasting my life and killing myself slowly when I eat fast food at lunch or dinner. But dude, when I eat at breakfast, I'm like, no, it's fine.
It's great. It's got eggs in it, guys.
It's fine.
It's a protein.
It's fine.
So the Taco Bell burritos are out.
Oh, yeah. You get them. Well, it's after 6. The show has started, so you can get anything you want.
Wow. Not only are you already awake, but you're listening to The Riot? Your day is off to a pretty rough start. The Riot on RadioU.
Of course, all the major chit-chat is what has been suspended, moved, postponed, et cetera, for the coronavirus. So you know what I did yesterday? I just made a list.
Did you?
Yeah. And it's not even comprehensive. Like there's more on that belongs on this list, but I saw that they delayed Quiet Place 2.
Yes.
These are movies. Quiet Place 2 and The New Mutants, which has already been delayed for 2 years. So what's a few more months?
They delayed the new Fast and Furious movie.
That's not delayed.
That's next spring now. They want that movie in the spring / start of summer.
They moved it back an entire year. That means that movie is done. Like, it's ready.
They already had press and stuff with the people in the movie, and it's now giving it one more year.
That blows my mind. There's going to be an entire year.
Everything else movie-wise, you seemed like, a few months or into the fall, but not that one.
No, they're just like, nah. Major League Baseball, who earlier this week was like, no, we're having opening day. Yesterday, they were like, yeah, about opening day.
Not going to do that.
No. Both Major League Baseball and the NHL have suspended their seasons. The NBA has postponed their season.
March Madness stuff
is canceled.
Is completely canceled.
What?
It was going to be no spectator stuff, but now it's completely canceled.
I don't see what the big deal is. Again, I'd just like to remind you of the time that a certain RadioU personality had walking pneumonia.
During that time?
During March Madness, but they were still able to watch the games. They just couldn't come in and do their job.
Now there's no games.
Let's see. Anything else on this list?
Did you mention Disney?
Yeah, Disneyland. And then later yesterday, they announced Disney World is going to be closed until April. Mm-hmm. It's wild.
I was wondering in the beginning because, the one in California canceled first. And I understand there's been a bit more coronavirus stuff around California.
Sure.
But then I was like, well, everybody seems to be mentioning the Orlando one. And then it came later. Universal Studios also said, at least the Hollywood one, so that they're going to do the same.
Yeah, I don't know if the Orlando one closed as well. We'd have to look into that. So I don't know. But man, it is... It's the Wild West out there. Well, everything is canceled and closed.
It's disappointing. I feel like if people had spring break travel plans, but not totally unexpected because those were large gatherings of people. If they weren't required to follow along too, I would have been surprised.
Yeah. It's interesting. I'm just kind of wondering about people's jobs. Like you can't go to work or like you're not
I think they said that it's something to where you can have the sick days instead with some of it.
Yeah, like that's just wild. Like,
but it depends on your job if you can even do it somewhere else.
I mean, you got to imagine the guy who is walking around sweeping things up at Disney probably doesn't have 3 weeks of sick time accrued.
No, but I think they're paying them. I would assume they have to.
Says who?
Well, it says decency.
No,
decency.
They don't care. They don't care.
Decency. Yes, they do. They have to. If not, they'd look really bad.
I don't know. But,
super, super bad.
Yeah. What does it all happen? But just to let you know, as of right now, the riot is going to continue. Just without that studio audience.
If you get a break during these next couple of weeks, just take us along with you. You're going to get bored and lonely. So we'll be here.
Man, the worst of the Riot podcast. I know you don't think you will,
but you're going to get bored and lonely eventually.
Worst of the Riot podcast, guys. Come on.
Mike texted he's a driver. He's getting a paid 3-week vacation. So he's going to sit inside and play The Witcher for 3 weeks.
Oh, dude, look at you. Look at you.
Look at that.
It's cool. All right, it's fine. Whatever.
And then John, he's a teacher. He has to go through Monday, and then he'll be working from home after that.
Yeah, work day to put together packets to send home with students. We're going to be working from home.
And then that's it.
Well, you know what? Best of luck to all of you. School bus driver, and you get paid 3 weeks vacation. That's all I want.
That's all you've been asking for years.
My whole life I've been asking. I'm 2, and I'm like, can I get paid vacation to play video games?
Everyone else is getting it but you.
It's fine. You know what? I'm here for you.
It was bad enough the first time around, but now it's worse. Don't believe us? Just keep listening. You'll find out soon enough. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Probably the most important question that we need to answer is yesterday towards the end of the show.
Hey, all day everybody was like this.
I watched Nikki legitimately beginning to panic. I
try not to, and I like to remain level-headed, but there was something about yesterday when you told me Costco, like our Costco, had no toilet paper left.
It freaked you out.
Well, no, it was just like, here's the thing. I wasn't wanting to stockpile. I was actually low on toilet paper.
Right.
And I couldn't imagine a world where you could just tell me there is none, and then I'd have to figure something out. I couldn't figure something out. My mind was blown. I was like, what do you mean there's no toilet paper?
He's like, you know what? I can eat all the twigs and berries and like forage for mushrooms. I can do all of that. But don't tell me there's no toilet paper.
I didn't like when you said that, and I was planning on going to Costco to get some, and I couldn't order any from Costco online. And then you're like, well, what's the big deal? I couldn't go to Amazon. There was no toilet paper on Amazon. And that's my main setup there.
I seriously, if I could somehow pay money to get a snapshot of Nikki's face when I told her, she's like, well, I'm sending Eric. I
was still at work, so I sent Eric to Lowe's.
Nikki, there's no toilet paper at Costco. And it was just like, what?
What? Well, we have to do something.
What? That's not true. Costco always has everything I need.
Well, if not, you can order it from like big Costco, and you can't because it comes from, your local one, and there was no other option. You just had to try to find one at a certain grocery store, but a lot of ours were out.
You're just out, Nikki.
Depending on where you're at. And then everybody was like, well, go to Dollar General. Those are all out, too. Like, it was hard to find.
You know what? I was in the same position where when the great toilet paper hoarding was taking place, I didn't partake. So then I knew. I was like, I was supposed to get toilet paper this weekend. So after the show, I went to Lowe's and just bought 2 packs of toilet paper. I will admit that normally I would only buy one pack.
But just in case.
But this time I was like, you know what? Let's make it 2. I mean, the place is going crazy. Let's make it 2.
Well, in the afternoon, though, because, Eric got 2 as well. We were just trying to make sure that everybody else could get some. And they were right there in the front, Eric said.
You walked in the door. There's a big pile of it.
You walked right in. But then in the afternoon, where we're at, everything all started going crazy because there's lots of announcements on the coronavirus precaution stuff. And so I was like, we'll go in and grab like one more just to make sure, or 2, because I just want to make sure we're okay. And he goes in and there's none left. They're all completely gone.
And then you started panicking.
No, I didn't panic, but I thought, well, where did it go? There was plenty there.
Where did it go?
Where did it go? Where did it go? And then everybody else started saying Big Lots, which is like 4 doors down.
Yeah.
So he went in there and grabbed like 2 smaller ones, but everyone was coming out with toilet paper. A lot of toilet paper. And then Eric said they were like napkins and paper towels too. And I was like, why are we taking those? You can't flush those.
Well.
You can't. Don't
Nikki,
start doing that.
I'm going to tell you that in some circumstances, what people will do is that you use them, but
No, I know, but I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
I don't want to. So if you are still trying to find some, good luck.
May the Lord be with you.
Because there's some. I actually saw when I got in my car this morning, there's one toilet paper thing in the car. I thought, well, maybe I'll leave it here in case someone needs it for an emergency. You can take it home.
I was afraid, I'm like, man, I better get this toilet paper in my house because people be breaking my window, taking my toilet paper.
Take it. We also have a lot here at RadioU, we found out, so we're good.
Kind of like
we have a lot.
When Chris sent me a picture of it, it was like, something's wrong with us.
But there was a real urgency yesterday to figure. That was the biggest problem to figure out yesterday.
I'm telling you right now, I wish that I had a picture of Nikki that I could send you guys, because believe me, when you saw it, you would just be like...
Well, it
was awesome.
We live in a charmed world, I guess, compared to a lot of people who can't order this and can't do that, and 2-hour this, or choose your day window of when you want this delivered. And so I'm not used to being told, no, you can't order any toilet paper. I've never had that before. And I don't know if I handled it well.
I'll never forget it.
Amazon, the fact that I went to you and you had nothing, I've never had that before.
I'll never forget it.
Maybe the riot would sound better if they spent less time improving their lives at their gym. That was sarcasm. It's the riot on Radio U.
So I was saying that since we're all going to be locked in for a while, and that's not everybody, whatever, but some of you will be, let's see if we can find, what's some sleeper hits on Netflix? So it's not like I need you to tell me about what's new.
Sure.
I need a couple of things that would be some deeper cuts. So one of the best things that you can do if you're doing this with Netflix is don't log into their app. You got to grab a laptop, get to a computer, whatever, and go to their web interface. So open a web browser, go to Netflix.com, log in that way, and then you can go by TV show or movie, and you can search through genres.
There's way more.
There's a way to see them all, and you'll see a ton of stuff that you had no idea was on Netflix.
Actually, the best thing to do is go be with your girlfriend, boyfriend, parents or something, and watch them log into their side.
And then,
And then you'll see a lot of other stuff that you had no idea, because Netflix really will only push certain stuff to you.
Yeah. So I said you could text if you wanted. Carlita texted. She said a movie called Money Heist. Don't even know what that is. Julia says BBC period dramas.
Yeah.
That's for some people.
Yeah, absolutely.
That will not be what I'm...
You don't get any of those pushed at you when you log in?
No. So I made a couple recommendations. Granted, these are me recommendations, so they may not work for you, but here you go. The first season of Arrested Development.
Oh, is that still on Netflix?
It's still on Netflix. I didn't even bother watching the later seasons because it was just like, But if you go back to the very first season of Arrested Development, that's gold. I realized today I've never seen the American version of The Office. I watched the first season of The Office.
You never watched The American? Well, because there was a British one.
I watched the British one, and I was like, I don't need this American trash. But
it was hard because the first season was...
It's exactly the same.
It's the same...
It's the same jokes.
It's the same jokes and everything, so it's really weird to see.
Yeah, and so I just couldn't, but it became its own animal, and I've never watched the rest of it. I think that Ferris Bueller's Day Off
is a good one.
That could be a good one.
Especially if you're taking a day off.
Boom. That's also on Netflix.
But you're not supposed to go out, so...
How about Inception?
Yeah, you've been into that.
I rewatched that recently. That is on Netflix. It's better. Like, it has gotten better with time. It's so good. It's so good. And then I'm going to throw in, Nikki, a little Mystery Science Theater recommendation.
You are?
I love it.
I don't know if we're into our people's quiet home time enough to sit and watch that.
No, see, that's the thing.
That might be in a few weeks when we're desperate.
Well, but I was going to say, you're at home, maybe you're feeling lonely. This is you sitting and watching a movie with a couple of other people making wisecracks at it.
Actually, that might actually help.
Might help you feel like you're not all by yourself.
You got people there.
You've got, I've actually picked one that I think would be a great choice, and that is Avalanche. It's one of the new ones. It is a terrible movie, but that's why it's so great. Totally watchable, and I think the jokes are hilarious. So if you wanted to have a little
look-see there, that might be the one to start off with.
Yeah, Izzy says to check out the Dragon Quest movie. I saw that. It's fully animated thing. Let's see. Mike says to watch anime. You anime people, come on.
We'll let you have your own list.
Yeah, and Arthur said Inception with DiCaprio. Yeah, that's the one. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about. That's a good one. So, and Nathan says Hilda, Dragon Prince, and Troll Hunters.
Voltron as well.
Hey, I liked Voltron, man.
He's into that one.
I liked that.
So you can text if there's something you think would be worth, even if it's a deep dive, for your time at home to work, your time at home with no class, or while you're working on your classes at home.
Hey, man, I'm looking for, deep dives. Come on. Oh, my gosh. Nick says Naruto, seasons 1 through 49.
Is that how many there are?
No, but that's how it
That's how it feels like?
Nick nailed it on that. People are still like, dude, you ever checked out Naruto? And I'm like, I don't have time for that.
Is it a lot?
It's so many. I might as well start watching Dragon Ball. Then again, if I'm locked in long enough, it might come to that.
You might have to.
Yeah! You were one of the lucky few who missed the riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
For those of us that are going to...
oh, my goodness
I didn't
gracious.
mean it. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
You know what? It's real. All right? It's real.
It's real.
Don't be ashamed when it's real.
Radio Veritas. So I've been asking people, hey, what do you think if you're going to spend some time in this weekend? What should we be watching? And most of us have already got Netflix. If you don't, I'm sorry. But that's where I'm at.
Well, I'm sure you have it. It doesn't mean are you paying for it. So.
Oh. I was talking to somebody the other day, same age, same whatever, and they're on their parents' Netflix.
Oh, yeah, that's so common.
My parents are on mine.
You did it the wrong way.
What the heck?
I think what some parents did, and I don't know if they mean to or not, but it's genius, is they just pretended to not know how to do it. So when you go in, you're just like, yeah, I'll set it up for you. I'll just log you in using mine. And so if you set up your parents with stuff, the greater chance of them having your logins is far greater.
Oh, man. Should have done it the other way. Carl is trolling. He's trying to get me to watch Stargate. Nobody's watching Stargate. Nobody's doing that. They had to cancel their app. That's how successful Stargate. They're like, you know what, we're sorry.
Maybe this is the time for it. If
this is it.
If you have, a few weeks off.
Yeah, okay. All right. Krieg on Amazon Prime, which I do have. He says, what about Velocipaster?
I thought you watched the trailer for it, didn't you?
I don't remember. I have almost watched that so many times.
It looks bad.
I've started digging into riff tracks on Amazon Prime. I watched Fist of Fury, which is an old Bruce Lee movie. The riff tracks thing was hilarious. Let's see. Jeff, what do you got here? Contagion? No, Jeff, we're not watching Contagion.
We don't need to. Is that the Matt Damon one? It just came on Netflix.
It's like 2011.
Yeah.
Look, everybody stop texting me about Stargate. It's not happening.
Justin in Oklahoma said watch Lego Masters. I've been watching that. It's a great show.
Everybody says that's good.
It's really well done. I didn't think I would like it at all, but it's really well done.
Frankie says Heartland, 11 seasons.
Oh, you might have time.
That's a lot. Well,
some people have quite a few weeks off now suddenly.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm not working from home, so
You're also, I don't think, starting that show.
Stargate?
No, the Heartland one.
Also not starting Heartland. But Nikki, listen, this is for everybody.
Sure.
Like, we have to be willing to represent everybody.
We all like
bit.
different stuff, and even if your stuff, we're not going to make fun of it. It's all good.
Unless it's Stargate, in which case I'm absolutely going to make fun of it.
The Fargate.
No, I'm not watching Stargate Atlantis either, okay?
I like when you guys text them and just troll them. I like that.
No, I watched Stargate Atlantis, like part of it, and I was like, what are we doing? It's like, you know what? Don't get me started.
We're not doing that now, okay? We're keeping it positive.
Ooh, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It's a good one.
I have not seen that.
That's also, really? Mm-mm. It's also on Netflix.
I've heard all the
Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch. Just one of the sacred relics that Brother Maynard carries with him. Brother Maynard!
I've heard all the quotes from it, so I feel like I've practically watched the movie.
The Book of Armaments, chapter 1, verses 9 to 21.
Oh, wait, keep going now. I don't even need to go watch it.
You know what?
It's like I'll
just go ahead. Let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
And I'll recite.
Boop. Let me click in. Doot.
Just to be clear, though, unlike Netflix, you can't play me at twice speed.
Oh, I can't fast forward you through it.
I will take you through it.
We're going to go through it very slowly.
All right. Hey, you keep them coming. 8772 at RadioU.
In case you're wondering, yes, we do get complaints.
They have gone too far. This time, they are going to be held accountable.
You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
They might have me on this one, Nikki. Chick-Fil-A has just announced it's going to start bottling its sauces.
I don't want to start a problem, but I don't know if I like Chick-fil-A sauces as much as some people say they do. So I don't know.
No, for me, it's not so much like most of their sauces are fine, but the actual Chick-fil-A sauce.
Is that the one that we tried the dupe from at Walmart?
Maybe.
It's like a mayo thing or... So what is the combination of it?
I don't know, but it's good. It's really good. So it sounds like they're only going to... here's what I can't see. Is I guess it's just going to be in Florida. They're going to have to go nationwide with that, guys.
What are they just testing it there? It looks like suntan lotion.
I was thinking the same thing.
It's really bottled to look like that?
It looks like Chick-fil-A just came out with some sunscreen.
So I don't know.
It is a little weird. So if you find yourself at the beach, and you're like,
gosh, it smells good, doesn't it?
I am so hungry right now. What is the deal? It could be somebody next to you.
And you're just afraid you're feeling like more fat, stuff. Like all I smell is sauces now.
Everywhere I go, everything just smells like food to me.
You're still on your diet, getting ready for the summer, and you can't help but smell it.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
So they're doing 16-ounce bottles of the Chick-fil-A sauce and the Polynesian sauce, and that'll be next month in May that they'll be available to buy.
Yeah, they will.
Okay, don't say it like that. It's just sauces. Yeah. Yes, they will.
I'm excited. You know what? Listen,
it's just sauces.
I know you. Uh-huh. Don't sit on your high horse looking down on us on the ground. I've watched you go for food.
Oh, yeah? And sauces?
The stuff that you like. This is what I like.
So it'll be at participating at Chick-fil-A retailers and profits. Okay, so every time a person buys it, Chick-fil-A profits will support team members through their scholarship program.
Which is awesome. Like, they're raising money to help people that work there go to college. Like, I think that's super cool.
So it's a limited time part of a pilot program in Florida. They might do a nationwide rollout in the future, but Florida is just testing it.
The thing about this that I like the most is if I go to Chick-fil-A, which I don't very often, but when I do, I find myself in need of somewhere between 5 and 10 packets of the Chick-fil-A sauce for each which, I mean, that's just for
Don't
the
they have a
first
tub or
half
something?
of my... No.
They have them in packets
You have
only?
to get a packet. And this way, I will be able to indulge my secret shame at home, and nobody has to see how that goes.
So they'll be for sale for $3.49, and they'll be in Florida participating stores for Publix, Target, Walmart, and Winn-Dixie. And 100% of the profits will go to the scholarship fund for Chick-Fil-A.
Isn't that an expression like whistling? You ain't whistling Dixie?
Whistling, but this is Winn-Dixie.
Okay.
So I don't know where that came from, but I don't think we have Winn-Dixie.
You know, let's stop now. It's probably some historical thing we're not supposed to talk about. We may have just said something terrible.
I don't think so. No, we don't know. It's just
I
sauces.
don't know. That's what I'm saying.
It's just sauces.
Somebody just give me some Chick-fil-A sauce. I got to go to Florida.
You don't get it. You're not in Florida.
I'm going. That's what's finally going to get me to Florida.
Worst of the Riot. RadioU.
We've been talking Netflix and Chick-fil-A sauces.
All the important stuff.
Well, Shanna texted us. I did not know this, but if you want to, you can go into a Chick-fil-A and buy sauce right now.
A bigger package of it?
She says that they package 8 ounces of sauce for catering, and you can actually just go in and buy it. So if you can't make it to Florida, where next month they're going to start selling it in grocery stores.
Yeah, but it won't look like the suntan lotion bottles.
It will not have this. You're
we
right.
We want the packaging.
You're right about that.
We want the official ones.
The other thing that I keep hearing from people is we were asking for suggestions like, hey, if you're going to spend the weekend or maybe a few weeks.
Now, inside,
a little more secluded.
Working, taking your classes at home.
Yeah, things like that. I was asking for some suggestions on shows to watch. I want to say hi to this person who's, Keith. He said Babylon 5 was something worth watching. We got somebody here who said that Castle was a good show. That's something you watched,
I watched a few seasons
Nikki?
of that. And then I found out I don't think the two people actually liked each other in real life. And I think this started to show in the show.
What about, but that guy, what about
Nathan Fillion?
He's got The Rookie now. That show is getting more popular. Its ratings are going up. I read about that last week. Have you watched that at all?
I have not seen that. I wonder with all of this, don't go outside or don't go do things as much, if TV numbers will go up more. Will people be staying at home watching stuff?
Maybe. They're not going to be studio audiences watching stuff.
Yeah, that was the big thing yesterday, too.
That was a weird one. I watched, where was I that it was on? Because it's not like I watched this. It's Ryan Seacrest and Kelly Ripa.
Oh,
whatever their show is.
The morning thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wherever I was, it was on and I was watching, and they didn't have a studio audience, but they had probably 20 people in the audience.
Staff.
And I was like, that's got to be, producers and family members, anybody they could find. And so they are really going at it, screaming and yelling and clapping, and I'm just
to fill in the void.
Yes,
yeah,
they're trying to make this work. It was fascinating to watch. It was enough to where I was like, man, if I had time, I would sit down and watch this.
Well, most daytime shows are pulling their audience, but then for evening shows, I think Kimmel did his show without an audience.
Yeah,
but then the other guy who's on NBC, Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so he was not going to have an audience. Now they're not doing a show at all.
Oh,
so
really?
That show, and then the guy who was on after him, Seth Meyers,
yes,
they've pulled the show, and it'll come back in a few weeks.
Yeah, there's nothing.
So it's probably just reruns.
Well, you know what's fine. That's where I'm looking to Netflix to fill in the gaps.
We weren't watching a lot of.
I wasn't watching. No, you know what?
A lot of those shows, anyways.
Send me home and give me some free time, and I'm playing video games.
Maybe that'll see an increase too.
I don't have that Division 2 DLC yet. Why not? Right? That's something that might be a thing. But I don't know. So hey, you know what? Let us know what you're doing this weekend. Just say hi. The Riot's here. We're doing this thing.
I gave during the last fundraiser, and all I got was this crappy morning show. This is The Riot on listener-supported RadioU.
I don't normally wander into some weeds like this, but just indulge me for a minute as I talk about this. Of course, social media at times like this is practically just a flaming dumpster fire. I mean, it's not worth a lot of it's not even worth engaging with, whatever.
But it's hard to not see it.
It is. But I'm going to give you my take on something, and that's this. I see people saying stuff like, I'm not going to let people tell me how to live my life. God's going to take care of me. I don't care, whatever. I think there's some things to that. But here's something you've got to remember is that when you get to know God, God is not in favor of us living our lives stupidly. God is not like, yeah, you should jump off that cliff. I'll catch you, whatever. No, you know that if you go over a cliff and jump off, when you get to heaven, God's going to be like, why did you do that? What'd you jump off the cliff for? You knew that if you got at the bottom, it's going to kill you. Why did you jump? Right? It's not God's job to walk around and, like, when we know better, to just constantly be like, yeah, you took the sword and you swung it. That's what happens when we swing swords around. Like, God actually wants to teach us to be responsible and smart. And I do believe that sometimes God fills in the gaps for us. Like, sometimes we do something dumb and, he's there. But, I mean, some of us willfully going off and doing something stupid, like, what did you think was going to happen? So I feel like there is this attitude in some places where it's like, I don't have to worry about nothing because God's going to take care of it. If you know how disease spreads, trust God, but wash your hands. Okay? Like, how bacteria works. You know how a virus works. Like, be smart about it. Trust God. Wash your hands. All right? And then, you know what? Take it a step further. Talk to God about your specific set of circumstances, your life. How should you conduct your life? Is your business being interrupted by what's going on right now? Talk to God about it and ask him for wisdom about how to go about it. Yeah, it's like, I'm going to trust God to take care of this, but I'm also going to ask God to show me what are some good things that I could be doing in this time for my business, for my family, for my classroom, for my job, like whatever. I don't know where you live. I do know that everybody seems to have a different hot take on what's going on, et cetera, et cetera. Here's my hot take. Trust God, wash your hands, and ask God what to do in your circumstances. God, what should I do? If you don't have a relationship with him, hey, start one right now. Just say, Jesus, I want you to come into my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit, and I want you to give me some insight on how to handle today. What should I do? Man, ask God to protect you. I'm just like, God, I don't want to get sick. Help me not to get sick. And that's going to involve two things. God, intervening for me, but me also not being stupid. Let's take both. Not be stupid. Ask God for help. That's a great way to go. And listen, I'll just tell you, you can do that on non-coronavirus days too.
You might be thinking that this won't be quite as bad the second time around. Well, you'd be greatly mistaken. You're listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Man, I totally forgot, but I'm so glad that the deal of the day sites are there to remind me.
There's no good deal today. What did you find?
Well, Nikki, did you forget? I forgot. It's
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. You know what that means?
All the Friday the 13th movies, like all the scary movies, are probably on sale today.
Boom. You're so smart. You should go into marketing.
That's the day you do it.
That's where it's at. So Friday the 13th, part 4000s
are all on deep discount today.
You know that they are.
Which ones are those? The Friday the 13th ones?
Those are Jason.
Is Jason the
hockey mask guy? Hockey mask guy.
And then what's the other guy with the hands?
Edward Scissorhands?
No,
it's Freddy.
That one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you got...
What's the lake one with the...
That's Friday the 13th.
That's Friday the 13th, okay.
Yeah. And then Freddy gets you in your dreams.
Oh, that one, all right.
Yeah, and then Mike Myers, he just makes the Austin Powers movies, and sometimes... I
don't think that's the same.
It's not. He just seems to murder at random, kind of. Like, it really depends on which one you watch.
Was that always the one where it was like, why are you going back in the house? Maybe you should leave. Don't run back in. He's in there.
I think that's all of them.
That's all scary movies?
Yeah, I think that's all of them. So,
but that's probably today if that's your thing. Or if you're trying to watch something this weekend, you're like, why is all this stuff on? That's usually the case.
Though, it's funny to see, like, back in the day, it would be like, man, cable's showing this like crazy. I don't even have cable, so I don't know what they do
I know.
now.
Well, a lot of people still do, I guess.
Oh, no, it's still a booming
It's still
industry.
probably a thing.
I mean, it's not what it used to be.
You only know because of the deal of the day stuff you go to.
Yeah. So, like, that's my new TBS. This tells me for $5 I could buy this or that. Or,
Anything else for Friday the 13th? Any deals?
You know what?
Do we get 13 donuts? What do we get?
You know what? We'll give you 13 donuts for the price of 12.
12? Like, what are we getting for a deal today?
A baker's dozen. You know what? That's a good question. Are there any Friday the 13th
free deals out there?
Okay. There's a place in Florida that'll give you a discount on a tattoo?
No, never mind then.
Wait, okay. That must be is that a thing? Because, like, once I put that in, everybody, it's all about tattoos.
Oh, for today? Maybe it is a thing.
Maybe Friday the 13th and tattoos is a thing. That's news to me. I don't even know if I care enough to look.
That's because you're looking at the daily movie deal sites. You're not looking at the daily tattoo sites.
Yeah, I
for
should,
the
right?
sales that day. You're missing out.
You're right. That could be a whole thing.
Hey, so what do you think of Obadiah?
The truth is, he's not a very nice person.
Okay, well, what about Nikki?
The very best there is.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Nikki, we need we got to put together a sounder like where Obadiah recommends an old movie. Mm-hmm. It needs to have like a thing.
Oh, it should have. I immediately thought of the Godzilla, like, and
something.
just, like the monsters coming in.
Yeah, because I think I found the old movie I'm going to watch this weekend.
What is it?
We've been talking about movie recommendations all day because
some of you might have an increased amount of home time in the next few weeks, or your classes might not take up as much time, with traveling because you don't have to go anywhere for them. So you might have more time to watch something.
Here's what we got. Man, even saying, I'm having a hard time saying it out loud. 1951.
1951.
When Worlds Collide.
When Worlds Collide.
So here's the idea. It's like it is an old school disaster movie in which we find out somewhat randomly that there's another planet that's headed towards Earth. And so there are two planets, one of them which is Earth-like, that some people are going to escape to. Mm-hmm. And then there's another one that's just going to hit Earth and the Earth's going to
Doesn't sound fun.
Oh, it's great.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right. You know what? I love that movie.
It's a doomed Earth. That's great. Something a little lighthearted, right? For the weekend.
So what are you saying? Like that's not fun enough?
Well, you might. Can't we just watch like a comedy or something? Or is this because it is so old that it would be funny?
That's why I like it. I love how old it is. Like there's parts of it that are cheesy, but parts of it that work and et cetera, et cetera.
From 1951.
1951.
I thought that was in the title. But okay,
No.
So it's called When Worlds Collide, and it came out in 1951.
That movie is almost 70 years old, dude.
Way to take the time to do that. You like it. It's fine.
You know what? It just comes down to, like, my dad, I guess, raised me on old science fiction. Like, he and I have seen movies and know them. And you'd be like, why do you know that? Because on Saturday afternoons, my dad and I would watch whatever cable thing he had, and we would watch old sci-fi movies. And
that's the whole reason why you like doing this.
And you're like, old movies? You mean like Star Wars? Oh, no.
This is from 51.
Not 1970s, not 1980s, not 1990s.
Not 2000s.
1950s.
This one does look like you'd enjoy it. You can watch the whole thing for free, so don't rent it.
Oh, I already own it.
Why do you own it if you've never seen it?
Where are you watching it for free?
Daily Motion.
Is that legal?
Yes. No one cares about 1951 movies.
No, you know what? I actually bought it. They did a restoration of it, and so I see what happens.
Yeah, you want the better quality.
They restored it, put it in HD, and that's like they did the same thing with War of the Worlds. Why are we talking about this? We're done. Like, I'm done.
I want to talk about old movies and the fact that you bought it.
I love it. I love all that stuff. I love the old stuff. I love seeing the film restorations. I got a weird... I've wasted a big part of my life.
No. Everybody has lots of time now.
I have a good mind. Like, I tested highly. I should have taken it and done something helpful.
You're too smart for your own movie needs.
I should have done something to help the world. Glasslands.
No, instead you're just watching movies about a doomed Earth.
I should have done something to help. I'm part of the problem. And you know what? We're changing gears.
No, maybe this provides a break that people need.
Yeah. Nobody's watching that movie this weekend, except for me.
If you missed out on the next Riot moment when it originally aired, you don't know how lucky you are. You're listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
So, as of right now, there's been a lot of things that have been canceled or postponed, right? I actually made a list of some of them. You've got March Madness has been canceled.
Not like, fans canceled, you can't go watch it, but like completely canceled.
Completely canceled. So your bracket's perfect.
You finally got the right one.
You did it.
If you didn't fill it out.
Right. The MLB and the NHL have suspended their seasons, so they I guess they could pick up later. And then a bunch of movies have been postponed. A Quiet Place 2, Fast and Furious 9, New Mutants, and Mulan.
Oh, did Mulan finally get pushed back here?
Mulan has also been pushed back.
See that. It's fine. Safety first, everybody, but
No
it's
big
fine.
Deal. No big deal.
Oh, when is that coming out now? Nope, it's fine.
They haven't put a date on it.
They haven't put a date on it because they just want to wait.
Is this going to be your new toilet paper?
It's not the new toilet paper.
Sure?
You know, until it really hits home, I was planning on seeing that. We're fine.
It's fine.
I said yesterday, thankfully, I saw Emma last weekend at the movies, so I got that out.
Actually, that's kind of a good point.
Yeah.
At least you got that out of your system,
I'm not
right?
surprised about Mulan because they canceled it in other countries, but not here. And so I figured here would follow after.
Yeah, well, that's where they're at. But there's one thing, and I see, what was it? David just texted his church canceled this weekend. But let me tell you something. There's one thing that is not happening.
What's not happening?
Or excuse me, is not getting canceled.
What's still going?
As of right now, the WWE
Wrestling?
wants you to know that WrestleMania is still on.
Are they allowing people in, or will they wrestle?
Well, so far,
without
yes.
an audience?
So far, yes, they're doing it.
How do they get around that?
Well, remember, Nikki,
It depends on which state you're in and what the rules are.
All right, we don't talk about it very often, but we're in Ohio. So our governor is just like, ain't nobody getting together, ain't nobody hanging out. Y'all going home, and that's all.
If it's over 100 people, you're not allowed to have a gathering. There's some exceptions to it, but I don't think wrestling would be the exception.
But this is in Florida.
But it's in Florida, and Florida is allowed to.
Well, Florida came out this morning. They're like, no, we're not canceling school. So,
but Disney in Orlando is closing.
Yeah, they did close Disney World, all of the Disney World parks in Orlando. And
wrestling's still a go, though.
WrestleMania, as of now, still a thing. Tampa, Florida, April 5th.
I think in Florida you have the humidity that will protect you from any sort of thing. It's a harsh place to live.
Nikki, I'll have to tell you that...
Is that not true? Is that not medically true?
While this is a virus, I do know that bacteria loves humidity.
I
know. I just want to make sure you know.
No, it's okay.
Right. Yeah, okay. It's not.
But you want to be safe, and the big thing is large crowds is what they're saying everyone should just be aware of.
You know, WrestleMania is like one of the biggest sporting events in the world.
I know, but when is it supposed to? Is it tonight or tomorrow or April? When is it?
As you guys can see, Nikki is really dialed in to what's happening in the world of wrestling.
Still trying to get over that.
Is that tonight?
I was ready for that.
It's April 5th.
Oh, okay. They're hoping things will maybe smooth over by then.
Yep.
Probably.
This is going to be, you know who else said that, we're going forward, forget it all? That was opening day for Major League Baseball. At the beginning of the week, that's what they said. By the end of the week, they're like, yeah, we're just going to wait.
That's because the NBA, the NHL, they all postponed, and so they didn't want to be the last ones to not do it.
Well, WrestleMania is waiting for the other big wrestling conference to...
to not.
It's not well, we'll see, right? That's what... They did say that, if the government says we can't, then we won't, but...
That's the case with most things that have been closing.
The Riot, not everyone's fan.
I wonder whose idea this was.
RadioU.
As you know, toilet paper was a big issue on this show yesterday.
Stop having so much fun with it. It was a problem, and it still is for a lot of people.
Listen, it was funny because here's what something you guys have to know is that Nikki is who she is on air, but off air she's like calm and collected and in control. And yesterday, when she found out that she might not be able to get toilet paper, I saw a side of her come out that I don't see very often. It was just like.
I couldn't get it. I get most of my stuff delivered. So like Amazon Fresh didn't have any. Amazon didn't have any. Costco didn't have any in store, or if I had it 2-dayed, or like I had no other options. We were out of toilet paper for like my little world that I shop in.
And where this all started, like if you track the toilet paper thing, I think it started with Australia,
Japan,
and I've got my friend Daniel who lives in Japan. He messaged me yesterday. He was like, "Hey, are you guys having trouble buying toilet paper?" He's like, "Because it's kind of hard to get here."
They had a tweet in Japan saying that most of the Japan toilet paper was created in China, and there were going to be a shortage because of the virus in China. But really, in fact, most Japanese toilet paper comes from
the United States.
In the United States, but it caused this complete panic. So toilet paper got bought up there. Everyone started buying toilet paper in Australia, and they were fighting about it.
Oh, yeah.
And then it just kind of moved to here.
Well, yesterday, it was back in full effect. I saw friends of mine in my hometown that are like, "Hey, the grocery store's got it, but there's a lot of people here,
gone.
so you better hurry up."
Yeah, people will be waiting for it.
Well, you know what? Yesterday, you got some, though, right, Nikki?
I did. We went to Lowe's, and then it was gone later.
Yeah.
So that was it.
I went to Lowe's. I went immediately after the show, took a picture of myself with the toilet paper. You know what? Real talk. Buying it was the worst because I went in, I bought 2 rolls. I almost bought like
two packages, not just 2 rolls.
2 packages. And I almost bought like some caulking or something to make it seem like I was there and just happened to pick some up. Like,
that's why I said Eric.
I was like, I bought a drill and some toilet paper. I was like,
no.
I was here to get the drill, but I figured I'd grab some toilet paper while I was here.
It's obvious that you only went in for toilet paper.
I hated it. And, I could feel there's this old dude working self-checkout. And he was so judging me because I scanned something and he was like, "You're scanning the wrong barcode." I was just like, well.
They're probably just mad because everybody was coming in to get toilet paper.
He was. He was judging me.
He was mad and you were the closest target.
And he was like, "Here, use this." So like apparently they have a scanning arm thing that you can pull off, and it's a little gun that you can shoot. And he's like, "That's how you get it scanned correctly." And it was like, "Don't judge me." Yeah, you know what? I don't come in here very often. How's that?
I'm only here for this toilet paper because they said that you guys had some.
The last time I was here, I was buying light bulbs.
Otherwise, I'm not coming in a lot.
All right, fine. Every once in a while, I stop in here and get a hose or something.
No, it was hard to find, and not to like stockpile it. It was just hard to find toilet paper because people just need toilet paper. Because the past couple of weeks, everybody's been taking it all. So we just ran out.
Yeah. I shouldn't be, but like, you're kind of enjoying there's the people that are staying quiet and they have 1,000 rolls at home. There's the people that are like, "Hey, wait, what do you mean? What do you mean there's no toilet paper?"
That was us yesterday.
What do you mean?
That was literally us. We were trying not to panic and go in like everybody else had been with taking all the stuff.
And then there's the people on social media lecturing you for buying toilet paper. You need to stop buying up the toilet paper because people can't get.
I said to Eric, when this is all over with whatever this thing is going to be, we are going to have an extra toilet paper thing downstairs in the basement that's going to stay there for emergencies in case something like this happens again.
Yep. It's going to change things, guys.
I never thought that would be a thing.
Man,
I never thought it.
You're going home and your mom gives you like a little lump of toilet paper. She's like, "That's all you get for today." Make it last.
We were saying yesterday how, you are going home more to take your parents' toilet paper, or you're going to restaurants and you're just stealing it from the bathrooms because, you need it at home.
It's going to happen. If it hasn't, it will.
I want to see that.
I don't want to be a part of it, but I do want to watch.
I want to see it. I just want to see the sign go up at the bathroom.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh, no!
I missed it. Do it again.
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.
I love his bun.